Welcome to the Buick Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Marion, and on this podcast, we dive deep into the outdoors. We discuss hunting and fishing techniques, give you tips and tricks, tell stories, and everything in between to help you enjoy the outdoors. This podcast is brought to you by Northbound Gear. Northbound Gear is designed for maneuverability and durability and is made to last through even the toughest of elements. My go-to for their pants is the water resistance adventure pants and their lined waterproof jeans. I've worn them while out ice fishing, crawling through the woods bear hunting, and on the west coast out on the boat. And I even wear them around when I'm having a lazy day at the house. They are that comfortable. They also offer jackets, summer pants, backpacks, and many more. Men's and women's sizes are available, and by partnering with One Tree Planted, you're planting a tree with every purchase. Check them out for yourself at northboundgear.co, and when you use my promo code Sheldon15 at checkout, you'll receive 15% off your order. That's northboundgear.co and promo code Sheldon15. This podcast is brought to you by Rampage Coffee. Rampage Coffee is crafted in micro batches to produce a premium quality coffee that is just not possible any other way. Step up your coffee game and get amped with premium quality freshly roasted coffee. Right now I'm waiting on the sampler bundle where you get to try all 4 blends for around $20. It comes with a full force premium espresso, Code Black dark roast, Riot medium roast, the C4 extreme caffeine blend, and it also comes with some pretty cool looking stickers. If you head over to rampagecoffee.com and use our promo code Buick, you'll receive 10% off. That's rampagecoffee.com, promo code BUICK to get 10% off and get amped with Rampage Coffee. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Buick Outdoors podcast. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today we're joined by my brother Blain and his wife Courtney. They're down here in Hudson Hope, and they have Macaroni Meadows YouTube channel and a No Wasted Days podcast. If you guys want to head over there and check them out. Seeing how it's springtime, do you guys have any plans for this spring?
Yeah, I got tons of plans. We got, well, first of all, spring, new beginnings, starting our 2023 garden season. And then we are planning on tapping a whole bunch of birch trees and canning birch water, doing the birch syrup again, and then bear camp in May.
Nice. Yeah.
Lots of good stuff on the horizon. We like spring around here. Keeps us busy.
Yeah, spring is the best.
It's always fun, yeah, because I know every year for the last few years I've been doing birch water and making syrup and all that stuff. Now we've kind of done an annual birch syrup season, and it's always a blast getting outside and going around, tapping all the birch trees and collecting all the water, and even just sitting there listening to all the birch sap just kind of run and drip into the cups or the buckets or whatever. It's it sounds almost as good as hearing the first geese fly over.
Yeah. The last year when I did the birch stuff, like Dad went and tapped all the trees, and then he told me where they all were, and he's like, yeah, if you want to collect the water, go ahead. So I went out for probably 4 or 5 days and just collected water. And I loved it. I was getting up and driving out at 6 with a coffee.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of work because you got to trudge in there and get them all. And there's nothing better than taking a big swig of that birch water right out of the tree. It is, it's the best. I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's like a little adventure too, right? Because you got to go set them up and you got to go check them periodically. And the one area your dad had them in, there was it was almost like a little bit of a hike because we had to go back up in there and then we had to pack them back out. It was good exercise, and it was just super nice to get out and do these things, right? Especially when you've been cooped up all winter. Yeah,
and then at the end too, if you have just birch sap or birch water, whatever you want to call it, that in itself is just amazing stuff. And if you boil it down and take time to actually make the syrup, it's just as good, if not better, than maple syrup. And I think it's better because you made it yourself, so it's kind of a little chip on the old shoulder.
Yeah, I remember boiling the sap and the birch water last year, and it was one of my highlights of the year. I loved it.
Yeah,
it just added more in and watching it go down, added more, and
We were set up. We had a nice little setup in our old house. We were in the garage there. We were watching hockey, and we had your dad over, and we had a big not a big party, but we had a little get together there. And we boiled her down.
Yeah, it was fun. I think we had something crazy, like over 200 liters of water, and I think we got ended up with 12 liters of syrup or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
cool.
it's very, very easy to go overboard, especially once you start to boil it all down, you see how long it actually takes.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we have enough.
Yeah.
And you look over and you're like, I got 30 more gallons of birch water, and the trees are still tapped. And I gotta do another round, so I'm gonna have another 20 gallons of birch water. It's like, okay, that's it. We're cutting it off here. Like, we need to go and pull the taps and plug the trees. And
I'm excited this year because I'm gonna can some of just the birch water so we can have that too.
I want to do a ton more than we did
good.
last year. I feel like we didn't do enough this year. Because you use it in everything. I use it in just your smoothies. I even throw it in with my cookie dough ball things I make. It's so versatile. Give it out for presents. People like it too, actually.
Yeah.
The birch syrup, my favorite, is with oatmeal, birch syrup, and a little scoop of honey.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That is good, yeah. It's a good breakfast.
When at bear camp there last year, I made that bear teriyaki, whatever it was. I don't even know what you'd want to call it, because it was pretty well birch syrup, some brown sugar, soy sauce, and a little bit of salt, I think. And I just boiled it down and just made that nice little slurry with all the bear meat and a bunch of onions and
it was good,
and peppers and stuff. And it was
super
great.
Good. It was really good. It was tasty.
Yeah, it was.
And then on top of birch sap and birch water and all that good stuff and making the syrup, pretty well right after that we got bear camp coming up, and then that's kind of the start of spring foraging season where there's more than just birch trees to go after. I know last year we were looking for a little bit of chaga while we were out at bear camp, and then we were also picking all those fiddleheads. And then I think we were a little late for the fiddleheads.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because there were some, they were starting to turn brown and fuzzy, and everything I read, it was you want to get these when they're nice, short, and still green.
Yeah.
And that one I tried to eat, and it was, it was a little past its due date there. Yeah, so I think I want to give that a try again. And then also the morel mushrooms. Yeah. There was all them false morels that we found. And then in June, me and Shell, we found that patch of actual proper morel mushrooms. So I want to go and pick some of those again. And then you guys had that big fire out here in the parts that didn't get completely nuked.
Should make nice. a good breeding ground for mushroom picking.
Yeah, as long as there's some green shoots growing up and willows and stuff starting to grow back, I think that'd be a nice little place.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to go check that out. I haven't even been to where the forest fire was yet, so I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like, and I'm hoping to get some mushrooms this year. That'll be cool.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice. I know there's been a couple of spots where your neighbor there was saying they got it got nuked, it got extremely hot, but the other spots that only kind of the fire just kind of went over the top of it, we should be able to find some mushrooms over there. And the morels, they're amazing. And even at the rustic pantry here, that little bag was $40, and I found
get you much,
7 or 8 of those bags just in that small little area that me and Shelby were in. And I don't do it for the money value, but yeah, it is pretty neat that we can just kind of go out and find these pretty well extremely expensive mushrooms and
just growing right there.
50 of them right here. So yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's just a great way to just get out and enjoy enjoy the weather, enjoy the change of seasons, and
I can't remember when we did it last year. It must have been in June, I think, when we got the spruce tips too.
Yeah, that was a little later.
Yeah, that was June.
It was about halfway through June, almost July.
I think because it was actually Father's Day weekend we went out. That's right.
We went and picked them at Moberly while we camped with your dad.
Yeah, so we made spruce tip jelly. That was it's really good.
It almost tastes like lemonade. Like,
It does,
it's good.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's got kind of like a little tart, little taste to
Yeah,
it.
we made that and rose petal jelly.
Yeah.
Rose petal jelly to me just tastes like summertime.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Yeah, well,
It's-
last year, me and Shelby, we picked a bunch of the rose petals, or rose buds, just in our yard, and when we threw those into the dehydrator, like, our house smelled amazing.
Yeah.
And then the tea, it's great.
Yeah.
I think I tried just kind of chewing one up, and it just, like, the rose petal itself,
Yeah.
just eating it, like, raw, it was good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, there's something really cool about foraging that I just really enjoy. I don't know what it is.
Just that like primal brings you back to like how things used to be, right? How you used to get things done.
Yeah, you're out in nature and you're getting something that you can eat or use. It's like such a cool thing, and it's all from natural stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty neat too. Like if you, like tonight, we had a cup of tea before recording this podcast, and like you can either grab a bag of Tetley or you can grab a mason jar and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I picked this. I dehydrated. I got it right here out of the yard," and it's a cool factor to it.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's also like the organic factor and pesticide, this and that, free, whatever. But it also, at the end of the day, it is pretty just
that cool,
neat.
like, I did
Yeah,
this. I
it
did
is.
this,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You went out of your way to pick it. You put your thoughts in it. You put your, you put your effort. Even like just brewing it yourself. Like you're putting a little piece of yourself into that, knowing that from start to finish, you gathered that yourself. It's all your ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then another thing that gets me outside too is, you got the same rock tumbler that I got now, so like you got a reason to actually go out to the river, and it's like, well, if the fishing sucks, let's look for cool rocks, and like on the Peace River and like all the creeks and stuff that flow in, like there's rocks and
They're everywhere.
stuff like everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them crystals and gems, but like they kind of look like it. Like some of them do. Like you get all the reds and the purples and the blues, and so that's pretty wicked. And how long did you tumble your rocks for when you first got that thing?
Oh gosh, I think they ended up, because it ended up getting unplugged once, so it ended up going back on for a couple days too long. But I think in total it was like 34 days. It was a long tumble. And like it was cool, but I used like most of the ones that just came with like the kit they tell you to try out. I did throw a few in from Williston, but I'm excited to do just like whatever, because as you can see, I got rocks in this hole, that hole, every hole around this place.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
But I'm super excited to go and get some nice fresh ones once we can get kind of more into the once the snow melts and we can kind of pick them a little bit easier, get some more variety, and toss them on in there. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that Williston Lake Beach area is so cool.
I want to get driftwood there too.
Yeah, there's like tons of driftwood, and early spring and early summer there is like hundreds of yards of sand, like beach.
Yeah.
Like it's like literally like you're at the ocean.
It's magical.
And then as like the summer goes on and the water level comes up, the beach kind of goes away. But the early summer and early spring, it's so cool.
It is, it's like legit magical. It's so cool. I was so blown away the first time we seen it. Like the
first time I took you there, I was like, can you believe this is like right here?
And it's one of my most favorite places in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like it's so cool.
Well, I heard on Williston Lake too, there's a bunch of fossils out there somewhere too. Like, did you guys ever go out and look for them fossils?
No, I've heard that they're out there somewhere, but I've never.
Yeah.
Well, there's supposed to be those ones past Carbon Lake too, but I haven't been out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want
Colin
to.
was talking about that too. There's fossils and stuff out in that area. We'd have to go check it out. Like, well, I mean, once the weather starts turning our way, we know what we got to do.
Yeah. Well, then the dinosaur tracks at Six Peaks. Oh, that place is wicked to see. If you guys want to head out there, we can go out there.
Yeah,
too.
I haven't been out there.
Absolutely, I'd love to check that out. Jurassic Park, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the big one too is just the bear hunting trips coming up. There's I'm gonna have 2 tags, you're gonna have 2 tags, Dad's coming out, Courtney's coming out, you're coming out, but you don't have your hunting license. I think Karen's coming out, but she's just kind of doing some day trips kind of deal, and she's not gonna be hunting. But so there's 4 of us with 2 tags each. And we had the opportunity to kill 8 bears, and
I'm pumped for it. I can't wait. Like I look forward to it all year. And like I I've always been like into hunting and stuff, but until like the bear camp and bear hunting, like now I'm like hooked.
Oh yeah.
I look forward to it all year. And I always tell all my friends, like, you ever tried bear sausages? And they're like, oh, no. I'm like, here, try some Smokies.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so much fun out there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just nice to get away and, like, just sit around the fire with your friends and family and bullshit and, like,
yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
So low-key, right? Like, away from the world, away from the rat race for a little bit and just out there doing your thing.
And with bear hunting, too, like, it's not, like... moose hunting or elk hunting. Like, I remember when we were a kid, it was like, oh, you gotta get up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like it's bear hunting. You can get up and go at 8, 9, noon, whatever.
You're on bear schedule, bear time.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
The amount of bears I've shot them at right as the sun is coming up, right as the sun is going down. I've also shot them at 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, well, I don't know, I'm going to grab myself a nice tea, grab the dogs, and I'm just going to go up the road and see what happens. And, oh, look at that, there's a bear. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enjoyable as hell. And, like, anybody can do it. Anyone can go. Like
Anybody.
And it's nice, too, because I love it, because it's, like, it's nice, kick back, relax. There's no pressure. There's so many bears in this area, too, where, like, if you see one screw up the stalk, it's like, well, whatever, we'll just go up the road a little longer, or if anything, we'll see one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you said, with moose and elk, it's wake up at 3 a.m., get all your camo on.
Yeah.
You start hiking or quad at like 4. You get out to wherever at 5, then hike in a little bit further, then you sit there and you do your calls and stuff when you're calling elk. And then, like, as the sun's coming up, you can hear them coming, and then if you get one, you gotta pack it all the way out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's like the kind of hardcore hunts where, like, bear hunting, yeah, you can just bring your kid, bring your uncle, bring your brother,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
drive around and have fun.
Bring the dogs and bullshit.
Right?
Yeah.
Play music and, like, yeah, it's so enjoyable.
It's more of a, like, slow down than hurry up, as where most hunts are. Like, hurry up, we're on, right? Like, it's really cool. It's a really good bonding dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, then also, too, when it comes to, like, moose and elk, like, there's a lot of years where you get one chance, like, if that, and if you screw it up, like, that, you're done.
Yeah.
That was your season.
Yeah.
Where bears, it's like, well, it's 8 a.m., we've already seen 3.
Yeah.
So we see number 4, and then maybe we'll go back for breakfast. Like,
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Even the dogs like it. They go freaking batshit when we're out there. They go nuts.
Oh, yeah, they go nuts. Macaroni
so dirty. They're always
it.
disgustingly dirty after like day 1. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah, but they don't care. They just keep running and dodging and having a good time as long as you roll up your window, eh, Blain?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, last year we were putting the stalk on a bear and Macaroni jumped right out of the window and started chasing us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, Blaine left your window open. What do you mean? How can you tell? And, well, the dog's running down the road. That's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
Blaine should get in trouble for that, not Macaroni.
Oh, yeah.
Blaine left the window open. She didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's like, where are you going? I'm coming with you.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I remember when we got home, she just, like, slept for, like, 3 days.
Oh, yeah, she was
like, I'm done. I'm tired. I've been a busy girl.
Yeah. Well, how long were you guys out for last year?
Blaine was out for a while.
Yeah, because you kind of came out for, like, 3 or 4 days, went to town for a day or two, and then came back out again,
yeah,
I think.
I'm trying to think. I was out quite a bit.
You were out quite a while.
I know I had to go back to town because we were selling our house then, and I had to get everything packed up kind of thing.
I was just doing the final cleaning.
But I was out for probably 10 days total, I would think.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. It was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment, too. And then also, like, it's in the springtime, so if you ever just kind of want to just sit back and relax and do nothing, you know, build a fire and hang out outside. Like,
it's nice being out in the open outside, right? Like,
yeah.
Especially when, you know, you get that cabin fever from being around the house too much when the winters are rough and you're not spending so much time outside. It's just so nice to have that. It's like a breath of fresh air, right? Being outside, being around your people that you want to be around and just doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last year too, like, we still lived in Fort St. John, so it's like we're living in the city, as I call it now.
City.
And, like, it was so nice to just get out and be outside in nature, surrounded by trees,
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just such a breath of fresh air.
Well, and it was a nice way to decompress because we were selling our house, we were buying a new house, and it was just, we had so much on the go that it was really nice to be able to take advantage of that, because it's one of those things in life that is really, it's something that you need. You need it. It's underrated, or sorry, it's overrated to not get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, like, I had the Starlink out there, but unless the generator was running and I strung everything out and plugged it in, like, you don't have any internet, so you can't just sit there and watch TV all day. So it's like, you're kind of almost forced to actually relax.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you have cell phone service, so you can still go on Facebook and all that stuff, but like, you're definitely not sitting there watching TV all day, kind of a thing. So it's.
And last year too, like, I wasn't doing any of like the filming or podcasting like you still were. And like, I'd watch you and like we get back or whatever, and you'd like, oh, I gotta transfer all my stuff and charge all my my batteries and all that, and I'm like, man, look at this guy.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm thinking this year, I'm like, how am I gonna charge my batteries? And I gotta make sure I'm getting footage. And I'm thinking of videos I'm gonna make when I'm out there. I'm like, we got all kinds of ideas.
Sure.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, for me, it motivates the hell out of me. And then plus, like, I got this camera, I got my other GoPro 10, GoPro 7, GoPro 3.
Yeah.
I got my cell phone, and like, you head out on a hunt, and like, it's kind of chaos, but it's organized chaos.
Oh yeah.
It's when I'm doing it by myself.
Yeah.
Because I got my main camera looking at the bear, another camera looking at me, and then I usually got my head camera pointing down the barrel, so I see a bear, and it's not like back in the day where I just got out of the truck and just, boom, it's get out of the truck, turn this one on, turn that one on, turn this one on, lenses.
You look like one of those one-man bands with the guitar, the drum, and the harmonica.
Yeah, I'm just missing a clip around my neck there, start playing it a tune, and it's so much fun for me, and it's such a challenge, because like, bear hunting the way we hunt them up here, it's like chicken hunting.
Yeah.
You drive until you see one, and then you either shoot it or you don't, and then you keep driving and you see another one, and like, it's whatever. So like the first couple of years when I first started bear hunting, it was wicked, because it was like, cabin fever is done, over, gone. I'm getting out, I'm hunting something again other than rabbits or squirrels. Yeah. And then it was like, maybe I should film this stuff. And then it still took me a couple more years. And now that I'm filming it, it's not like that easy hunt anymore. Like, there's a bit of a challenge to it now, where it's like...
I know. I was going to say, like, this year, like, you're going to have to, like, film for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm already nervous as it is, trying to, like, get a shot off at a bear. And then trying to film, and I'd be all one-handed.
I see you shaking.
Like,
I see you shaking when you're shooting.
I'm gonna need help.
I'll do the filming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then there's times, too, where, like, you have that decision. Do I bring the tripod and set the rifle up on that? Or do I bring the main camera and get the footage of it? Well, being a YouTuber, I'm bringing the camera.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting there offhand, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope I can get this shot. And some days I gotta put the gun, like, beside the camera and use the camera tripod as a gun tripod. And
I feel like filming it might, now that I know like a little bit of the aspects of filming, that maybe it'll even help me a bit, because it'll slow me down. Okay, I gotta get the camera out first.
Yeah.
I gotta...
You're gonna have to actually put the old brain in there, right?
Yeah. Make sure that bear's centered on screen and in focus, and make sure this one is on, and make sure that one's on, and make sure it's looking at you. And some days, depending on where your head camera is, you kind of have to offset it. That way, when you're actually looking down the barrel of the gun, it's down the barrel and not like off kilter. And it's a blast, and it makes it a little more enjoyable, but like extremely frustrating some days too. Especially when you're like messing around and you finally get all your stuff organized and you look, and now the bear's 100 yards further.
He's gone.
No, well, whatever. A few more steps, I guess. And, or it's like you hear a vehicle coming from behind you, and you're like, if I wasn't messing around with this stuff for 5 minutes, I would have had this bear. But now the truck's coming, and
adds that extra element to like really like make it worth it. Once you do get that bear, you're like, I put so much work into this.
Oh yeah.
You just jump out and grab the old gun and give her a blast. Like, you actually gotta work for your money.
Yeah. Then you get to edit it all together, put it up on YouTube, and then you have a story to tell for however many years YouTube is still online.
And it's, like, I can go back and see every bear I've ever got because you filmed it for me.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, I can go back and be like, check that out. Look at that one.
Yeah.
That's so neat. It's such a neat little thing.
Oh, yeah. And then you can double up on it, too, and talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
You can sit there and, all right, on this episode, we talk about Blain's bear.
Yeah.
Here's a kick-ass hunting story for you.
Right? It's so cool. I love this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's wicked. And then, well, after bear camp, that usually wraps up in about June-ish or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rivers should be clean and clear by about July, August area. Do you have any plans for fishing the rivers, seeing how you live pretty well on the piece?
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely, because I'm going ocean fishing with Dad in July. So I want to try to get out to the Graham sometime like in August.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to take the old sugar shack out there and go camping out there for a little while.
Yeah.
So I want to hit those rivers up out there. And then with, the Peace River right there, we can just literally walk to it if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
Go fish the Peace River any day.
That's actually something I'm looking forward to too. Is just doing more. Like, we've been walking lots lately, but now with like the weather getting better, it's gonna be so much better.
Yeah, we can go further, different places
you can't go to. And
there's a couple trails around town too that I haven't tried yet.
No, yeah, just like little quad trails kind of thing, or just walking trails?
It's like a walking trail, but it's like also some kind of like sanctuary.
Yeah,
like
there's
plant sanctuary, I believe it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's about like I think 3 kilometers long or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then there's the what the heck did that guy call it? On the sand dunes there, his peace thing, that Baghdad to peace country or whatever it was called, because he made like a monolith. There.
I've seen somebody. Maybe you sent it to me.
Yeah. But
I haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Like, I kind of want to go in there and just fly the drone. Above and see if it's still there.
Yeah, does it look like drawings in the sand?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Kind of like crop circles almost.
What?
Yeah.
But in the sand. It looked really cool.
Yeah, because that guy, he went to Baghdad
Mm-hmm.
and he's seen some terrible stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he came back here, he's like, I just want to make like a peace sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out with like a bunch of heavy equipment, and I think it was like hay bales and stuff.
Yeah.
They dug out the trenches and made up a little diagram or whatever, buried the hay bales in the sand, and now it's just like his own little sanctuary or whatever. And people drive over it with quads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that documentary is called Baghdad to Peace Country, I think.
Huh.
Something like that.
You should check it out. It sounds like a good one. Sounds very interesting.
There's so many cool local
Zen.
Hudson Hope things that are just they're so cool.
Yeah.
Like this area is unreal.
Well, like the amount of stories and like books and stuff that are written in this area, like I have quite a few.
Yeah.
Where the guy was the taxi driver, courier driver from Hythe to Dawson to the Taylor Flats, and then he'd hop into a boat and he'd do the mail up to Hudson Hope was one of the stops, but I think he might have kept going up to like Fort Graham and then turn around and then float back down the river.
Wow.
And yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then that was also before the dam, because you could get up to the forks where the Finley and Parsnip kind of came and merged where it starts the Peace River. So that was a pretty neat little book. And then if you go into like the Sportsman Inn, the restaurant there, all those pictures and posters and stuff, you see like all the old school cabins and some of the Native Americans and stuff like that. Like it's, the amount of heritage and stuff that's around here is like
very rich.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to be honest. It's such a hidden little gem, and it's funny because had we have had this conversation even like 3 years ago, I never would have been like, I'm gonna move to Hudson's Hope. And now I can't even like imagine like not having moved here. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Well, it's not just like heritage too, like all the like archaeological sites and stuff like that, and paleontologist stuff, like dinosaur tracks, all the fossils, like some waterfalls even, like it's amazing little place to go and hang out and just you don't need much money. Like, you need a
No.
pair of shoes, maybe
Yeah,
a
if
pair of
you-
hikers.
Like, if you go to the visitor center here, there's pamphlets, and at the district building, too, of all the hikes in the area.
Mm.
And there's, like, 20.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing at Tumbler Ridge.
Yeah, it's
too.
like, yeah, exactly the same, pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah, because when I went in there a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I just started grabbing pamphlets. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I got options.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I got back to the holiday trade, and that stack was like a
Yeah.
couple inches high. Like,
We did,
Yeah.
well, we tried to do Battleship Mountain once.
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
We didn't
yeah.
quite
We
make
didn't
it. It was-
is that the one out by Carbon Lake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She
That
gets
was-
steep.
It gets steep, yeah. I would love to try it again now that like we're just like in a little bit better shape and it's been
Yeah.
a couple years. I'd love to try it again, but it was it
Uh,
was really cool
what's-
what we did get to.
What's the one right at the start of the 12-mile road on the right-hand side?
Butler Ridge.
No,
That's further.
no, that's further in. Is it Bullhead Mountain?
Yeah.
Bullhead,
Bullhead.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to
Mhm.
kind of start because it's right here up the
Mhm.
road,
Yeah.
like 15 minutes away.
yeah.
Then there's also that cool little spot, the old trapper's cabin.
Mm-hmm. We've been in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That place is pretty cool.
When did you go in there?
Me and you went in
When?
before winter.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Weird. I can't remember.
Remember that little trail? We went in there and there's a little cabin in there.
Oh yeah, but we didn't go in the cabin.
No, we just went.
Sorry, I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't been to no cabin. But yeah, no, I'm picking up what you laid down. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a really cool place to check out. And even if you just drive up 12-mile road to the
Yeah.
end where Dunleavy Creek
Yeah.
flows in, hang out, grab some water, make a pot of coffee,
Yeah.
make a tea or whatever.
That was like one of the first places we went when we moved here.
Yeah.
We went down to the end of 12-mile road, picked strawberries.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you
And we
about all
had
the
tea.
strawberries that grow on that one rock
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like the beginning of the season, so there's only a few, but there was strawberry plants like everywhere.
We
yeah.
also seen
like, whoa.
around that area. We seen
The
freaking
sheep.
those mountain sheep that
Yeah.
were like
Yeah,
climbing
like
up the
goats or
side of
whatever.
the mountain.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
mountain
cool.
goats. Well,
Goats, I think.
goats, I think.
know.
I don't know, but they were climbing. Yeah, goats, because the goat trail. Yeah, they were climbing up the side of. Yeah, that was really cool. Up the
Yeah,
side
that
of
was
the-
really neat.
That was so cool.
I
was
did
so
not
surprised.
expect that at all.
No, I
there's,
was like, what?
There's a ton of stone sheep in there too, and there's a bunch of elk, grizzly bears,
Yeah.
black bears. Like, it is so cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool little
Yeah.
drive.
When you get up to like the Dunleavy boat launch there, like,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful because there's a herd of elk that are in there.
Mhm.
They cross the road just all the time, and like it's kind of nice because there's a no hunting zone right there until
Yeah.
you get on the other side of Dunleavy Creek, so
Yeah.
they should be safe. But
Mhm.
yeah, who knows with some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you go up there, you see those elk all the time. So it's
Mhm.
like it's a cool drive just to go up to potentially see an elk
Yeah.
if you've never seen one up close
Yeah.
before. Like it's
It is. It's a cool drive, and then yeah, you got the cool creek at the end, and
Mm.
pick some rocks, drink some water right out of the creek.
Make some tea
Yeah.
if you want to. Yeah, like have
Yeah.
you can even have like a picnic out there. It's beautiful.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did. It was awesome.
Yeah, and if you go in like July too, as soon as you cross Dunleavy Creek
Mhm.
and you start to go up the first little side hill or whatever, there was raspberry bushes in there,
Yeah.
like just thick. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Like it looked like the coast, like with
Yeah.
the like salmon berries kind of thing. Like it was just berries after berries
Mhm.
after berries, and like that ditch was just right full.
Yeah. That's one thing I want. Like last year, I never had the opportunity to, but like going berry picking too.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do that.
Yeah,
Get a bunch, make some jam or something. That'd be awesome.
there's
Even just,
definitely
like-
enough raspberries up there.
yeah.
Even just like I remember going as a kid, my parents are smokers and they had those. They used to get like tubs of tobacco.
Mhm.
We used to go and we used to like fill them up, and it was just like such a cool like what are those like core memories that just sticks
Yeah.
in my brain. I can't wait to like do it again.
I know. I remember picking huckleberries, and I probably ate just as much as I put in my bucket. And like by the end, I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah, yeah. The amount of tummy aches I've had.
Yeah.
picking berries. It's like a handful for the bucket, 2 or
For my
3
belly.
for me.
yeah. Dad's like, all right.
Tax. You gotta get your tax, right? You put in the work,
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh,
tax
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. And then, have you guys ever been out to Coldbrook Creek yet?
No.
Where I was finding all them plant fossils and stuff.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's another place
Yeah.
that we need to go because that's another like just amazing,
Mhm.
cool place. Because there's rocks that are like I don't know about a third of the size of this room, and it's just flat stone, and it's just leaf fossils.
That's
Like
cool.
it's just littered everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so neat. And then that's just between Chetwynd and Dawson Creek there.
Mhm.
So it's like another nice, cool little local place to
Yeah.
go. It's
Yeah.
and again, like it takes you a little bit of fuel to get there, but
Mhm.
there's no admission fees. There's
Yeah.
nothing
No
like-
lineup. That's kind
Right.
of cool.
Yeah, just go out for an adventure for the day. Try to
Make a
find
day
some of
of
these
it.
things.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, when we went out there was guys camping just across the creek,
Mhm.
and then there was another set of people camped right along the Murray River there, and like that was it. Like,
Yeah.
So I mean, like there is some people there, but like
Yeah. But
two
nothing,
people.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it is. It's another nice little place to go to unwind and get away from it all and just
Mhm.
disconnect from the majority of people. If you have to,
Yeah.
if you're going out there and camping and you're camping beside two other guys, like
Yeah.
you're along a river, you know, just
Yeah.
go 100 yards down the shoreline and you won't even realize that they're there.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I feel like we stumbled upon something so lucky in Hudson Hope,
Mhm.
because right in our backyard we have Dinosaur Lake, Williston Lake, Moberly Lake,
Cameron
the Peace
Lake,
River,
Peace
Cameron
River.
Lake,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Graham's right up the road.
Yeah, then
Like-
you got halfway Chawati.
Halfway Chawati. We got all the rivers around Chetwynd.
Yeah.
Tumbler isn't that far. I feel super lucky to be in this area. There's so much things you can do. for
Unlimited potential, man.
Oh.
Just everywhere you go, there's I feel
every
like
direction.
you
Yeah.
could live here for your whole life and still find cool new trails,
Mm-hmm.
cool new things to do. And it's just such a rich place to live. It
Yeah.
really is.
One funny story, before I bought my place in Buick, I was in Hudson Hope looking at houses, but at the time the housing was sky high.
Mhm.
So the only thing I could find that was somewhat in my price range was one of these houses kind of on the bottom of the bench almost,
Mhm.
and the house was almost built into the hill
Yeah.
kind of a thing. And then there was no parking and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
still a couple $100,000. So it was
Yeah. Yeah.
and looking back, I almost wish I would have just bought the place,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I don't think I would have been happy with the house.
Yeah.
But I would have been in Hudson Hope. This was my
Yeah.
number one choice,
Yeah.
and well, unfortunately, it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe one of these days here in the future.
Yeah. You never
I'll
know
come
what
back.
opportunities might come out.
Yeah,
Divine timing. Everything works out the way it's supposed to for a reason, right? You'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
yeah, we'll make her.
We had lots of setbacks before we ended up here, where
Yeah.
we originally weren't planning on moving here, but I'm sure glad that things fell apart so they could come together here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I got a nice little yard right here that I can kind of steal from time to time.
Right. Yeah.
I like my holiday trailer more than my house anyway, so
Right.
I'm way more comfortable in that thing.
Set up
Yeah.
shop in the old field.
Just get one of those sewer hoses you can plumb right in. Just
Oh, I already got one.
You
It's
You
in
should
the
should
back
build
of
a
the trailer.
cabin on the property. That'd be cool.
Here?
Build a
Yeah.
little tiny cabin on the
I
property.
thought about it maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, out in the pasture.
Yeah,
Why
out
not?
in the back corner when Courtney kicks me out of the house. Get out of here. I'm going to sleep in the cabin for the night.
Good riddance. Good riddance.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to cut it here. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you're wanting to hear more from Blain and Courtney, check them out on YouTube at Macaroni Meadows. It's a YouTube channel about their life here in Hudson Hope. And also their No Wasted Days podcast. It's a podcast about sobriety living, how to get sober, and how to stay sober. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the next one.